Well, good morning everybody. Margaritelli, Chairman at ICPA. Today's the 2nd of June, and yesterday in England alone the lockdown restrictions were eased slightly. There were other changes in the rest of the country, but in England it was eased slightly. We still aren't able to go out and get a haircut, which is why my hair is now getting even longer. I'm actually aiming for a full-on Robert Plant. Those younger ones amongst you who are thinking, who the heck's Robert Plant? You need to Google him and see what I'm aiming for hair-wise if this goes on much longer. As I say, we're easing ourselves out of lockdown restrictions. That's not to say that our practices have been almost dormant. We've been beavering away really hard, haven't we, throughout this period. And you know what? I think it's time for another one of my in practice video blogs. The self-employed income support scheme. It's established, isn't it? Our clients have dealt with it with masses of our help. And I think as the dust is settling, and they're going to extend it again, as we know, I think it's incumbent upon me to make some comment regarding this whole issue. I think it's fair to say that HMRC's attitude in excluding accountants from helping our clients to make the claims was the wrong decision, palpably the wrong decision for them. And actually, I don't think it was their decision to make. In reality, our clients employ us to handle their affairs. That is a simple statement of fact. They want us to handle their tax affairs. They want us to be interspersed between them and HMRC. That doesn't mean to say they are bad people or they dislike HMRC in any way, etc., etc. It's just what they want us to do. That's what we are employed to do, and that's our mandate from our clients. And yet, here we had a HMRC who put themselves in between that and said, no, you cannot. The reasons they were given actually don't stand muster. They talking about it would have took too long to set up the system to enable accountants to do it, which brings into, so that wasn't the case with the furlough scheme, was it, ladies and gentlemen? And if it was too long, then palpably they didn't start thinking about accountants at the outset, which they damn well should have done, shouldn't they? So I don't agree with that. I equally don't agree with the fact that they're saying only the client can say something like they've been affected by the situation. Well, that abject nonsense. I mean, and it's no good. It's pointless for HMRC to say, oh, millions have done it, and there you go, we've saved you all this grief, etc., etc. They didn't need your help, they could do it. That's not what we're saying. What HMRC do not know and fail to understand is how many hours we had to put in on the phone and on emails helping people overcome these problems to enable them to do it. And as one member pointed out to me, they turned us into a citizens advice bureau overnight. So don't start talking that and saying, don't use that to try and justify what the decision, which was to exclude accountants, which was to say to somebody, I know you want this person or this firm to deal with your affairs, but you know what, in this instance, no. The wrong decision. HMRC now have caused a degree of ill feeling with accountants around the country, and it is only their fault. It's their fault. It's not our fault. We have done nothing in this. We have been available. We are, and look at the work that we've underdone with the furlough scheme. We've done huge amounts to help everybody throughout this. But HMRC decided to exclude accountants. Having done that, they need to think long and hard how they're going to build some bridges now, because it's not right what they did, was it? Well, as I say, today's the 2nd of June, and we recently had the announcements from the Chancellor about the extension of the self-employed income support scheme, which, as you know, has nothing to do with us. But we've had that announcement, and of course we've had more announcements regarding the extension of the furlough scheme. Originally, fair to say, it was thought, all the financial bods were predicting that there would be a 20% reduction probably from August. Well, that's not been the case, has it? Am I alone in thinking on this particular issue? Have you noticed how every time these furlough schemes and stuff like that have been announced, they always seem to do it on a Friday, which means you totally muck up my weekend, doesn't he? And probably all of yours as well, as we try and scrabble around and try and find what exactly is the detail behind the announcement. But yes, we've had an announcement that the furlough schemes, there's going to be changes. You can bring furloughs, people back part-time, etc., etc. There needs to be a lot more work done on the minutiae of what he's saying. And there again, very frustrating, isn't it, that having made the sort of broad brush announcement, we're then told that further information will be made available on the 12th of June. But you make the announcement and then we get the calls from the clients, what's going on. As I say, it always seems to happen on a Friday, don't know why. And the information that we really need always seems to be coming significantly later. The thing about the furlough scheme, ladies and gentlemen, is phrase I've used before, please, and I'm going to say it again, please don't park your ethics at the back door on this. Please don't do that. At some juncture, let's be 100% honest, all of us who have done furlough claims, we know full well there's not a huge amount of checking going on as we're making the claims, is there? That's an absolute fact. But when this is over, there will be checks made. There is bound to be. This is billions of pounds of government money, taxpayers' money, is being paid out under this particular scheme. So there will be checks being made. And if you think you're helping clients to circumvent systems, you're not. What you're doing is, let's be 100% honest, you are basically assisting in people trying to defraud the system, and you're putting yourself at risk. Yeah? You know what I mean. You know what some people are saying to you, certain clients. Don't park your ethics at the back door. Do it the right way. Another thing regarding the furlough scheme, as I say, at the outset, there was this big discussion going on about should you not make a charge for the furlough scheme. And as I said, I think a month ago, maybe even 2 months ago, in previous video blog, each practice has to make up its own mind. If you want to make a charge, feel free, make a charge. That's what you believe is the case and you believe is fair to do so, then make that charge. If you are happy to not make that charge, equally, don't make that charge. What we don't want is people going, you should, you shouldn't. It's for each individual practice to make their own decision. In my humble opinion, with all the changes that are now being made, you're going to have to spend a lot more time digging into the minutiae to help a lot of your clients. So, I think, the cost of doing this may become more acute, and you're going to have to, those of you who are doing it for free, you're going to have to maybe think a bit more. If you've just got the odd one or two on a payroll scheme, it's not that difficult, is it? But as I say, let's leave it up to each individual practice, make your own decision. And as I say, it's not for one practice to be prattling on in chat boxes, chat rooms, etc., to say we shouldn't charge. Everyone make your own decision. And you know what? I believe whatever decision accounts in practice make, it will be the right decision for that practice and for their clients. As I say, it's the 2nd of June, and a little bit here for ICPA members specifically. The ICPA Group Professional Indemnity Insurance Scheme renews on the 30th of June. Yesterday, the 1st, we sent out the very first email inviting members to follow the link. It takes about 2-3 minutes. That's it, 2 to 3 minutes, and you got renewed, and your policy documents can be downloaded, saved somewhere for when your institute asks for copies, or you can actually print them old style, put them in a lever arch file, do what you like with them, but you can have it within 2 to 3 minutes. And as I was advised early this morning, that already several hundred of you had done it on day one, but there are still many hundreds of you who haven't yet done it. We're accountants in practice, every single one of you, and we all get the 31st of January hiatus, don't we? We're all getting aggravated with clients who leave it to the last minute and bring the things in and go, well, you know, you've got a day, you can knock out a set of accounts, can't you, Tony? So, you know, sometimes I do get a bit frustrated with the group PI scheme because, you know, it's there, you can do it now, this month, you can do it today, you can do it any day this month. Just follow the links and get it done. Please don't leave it to the last minute. Don't think, oh, well, it'll only take a couple of minutes, I'll leave it to last minute. You know, because if there's a problem, you know, and suddenly, you know, your PI is not getting renewed on time, your institute, you know, oh, hold on, your PI's got a gap, we can't have that. So don't leave it to the last minute, people. And, you know, so all of you members who have still yet to do it, and there are many hundreds have, but remember, this is only the first day. But, you know, come on, let's get it done, let's get it sorted. We've got bigger fish to fry, we've got furlough schemes, we've got self-employed scheme, we've got loans, we've got grants, we've got to help our clients. Just get that professional insurance thing out of our hair, let's get it done and dusted. And for those of you who aren't members, why on earth not? But you know, one of the things, benefits that our members all get is 300,000 fully ICAW compliant professional indemnity insurance, including the subscriptions. And you know what? It takes 2 to 3 minutes to renew every single year. Piece of cake. So if you are a member, you've got that email, follow the link, get it done. If you haven't spotted the email yesterday, you know, another one will be coming tomorrow, but you can always ring the office and we'll get one out to you, get the link to you. Let's get it done. If you're not a member, go on the website, see what you're missing out. This is one of the major big benefits.